I had a chance to speak recently on the best thing I did in 2013. The best thing I did was to bring David into the family investing business, and I outlined 6 reasons this worked out well. Number one, this was not David's first job. After graduation, David worked for 3 years for the Rock Fund. He started at the bottom and he worked his way up a couple of notches. He said they were the smartest people he'd ever worked with, and I could see that working for them had boosted his skills. At Rock, they worked long hours, and they made him work hard and long. Number two, David's a good choice to take over for me. In the first grade, David beat the 6th grade chess champion, and he's always been the best in the family at games and logic puzzles. Whatever makes him a great game player seems to be translating into business skills. He also has the right temperament for investing, sort of a Warren Buffett, unemotional detachment from investment decisions. Number three, without David, everything I've built would eventually evaporate. I've spent years acquiring and nurturing investments in small businesses, in funds, in real estate properties, and in public equities. Without David, as I get older, these would crumble. There'd be no way to replace them with fresh assets. And I built up an equally important pool of soft assets, relationships with 100 or so key business people in Utah, and a successful track record in the small niche that I operate in. If I don't pass these on, they'll be lost. Number three, David and I do a lot more together than I did alone. My angel investing activity has been slowing down, but in 2013, David and I did 3 times the usual amount. Along with the Warnocks, David and I are doing a diversification fund for founders of small businesses. I would never have had the time or the energy for this if I was working alone. Number 5, David is different than an employee. I could hire somebody to do what David does, but I'd probably pick the wrong person the first try or the first couple of tries. I'd worry how long he'd stay, and I'd wonder if I were training a future competitor. I expect that David will be at this for his life. Number 6, David has and feels an obligation to the family. David knows that he's a lucky one among our 8 siblings. Everything I've built is being placed in his hands. So far, there's no hint of jealousy among the siblings, only maybe relief that we brought in the right person to take over from Dad. We're all grateful that David is willing to do this.